Hi there. So my name is Eric Ryan, and this is the first tip of 10 that I'm going to be sharing with you as a service center director to help you make your strategic planning at your service center more effective. So the first tip is very straightforward. It's keep it simple. Uh, you probably have seen many strategic plans that are overly complex. And what we've found over the years is that the ones that are simpler, more focused at the service center level tend to work more effectively. So going to start with a story about baseball. I'm a baseball coach, and I love the sport for a variety of reasons. This photo here on the left is Major League Baseball. That's opening day. The Jets are flying over. The millionaires are on the field getting ready to play. There's thousands of people in the stands. This is an extraordinarily big production, as you probably know if you've attended a Major League Baseball game. Well, this over here on the right is also baseball. It's baseball too. Those kids there are not unlike the kids that I've coached in the past. And both of these, my point here is both of these are baseball. This is one type of baseball, this is another, but they're both baseball. The same thing can be applied to strategic planning. This here is strategic planning. It's not necessarily this is a strategic plan. It's 91 pages. It's one of our hosts in the SBDC network at the College of San Mateo. And this here is a strategic plan that's from the University of La Verne SBDC in Southern California. It has 2 sections, 7 goals, and is captured on 2 pages. Both of these are strategic plans. I'm not going to argue that this may not be what that college needs. I have a bias against simple and practical, but maybe this and all the pages following up are the right match for the College of San Mateo to get done what they need to do in a large institution. But this is the type of plan that we're going to be talking about, and this is what we found is most effective at service centers. Simple, practical, a couple of sections, a few goals, that you can communicate to your team, and you all can follow up and track and measure on a regular basis. So this is what we're after when we talk about strategic planning at an SBD. It doesn't have to be 2 pages, doesn't have to be 1, but something simple and practical for you. Now, what exactly is a strategic plan? People make this so much more complex than it really needs to be. A strategic plan is simply this. It's a document, so it's got to be written, that has some form of a vision where you and your organization are going to be some time down the road. Is it 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, whatever the time frame is, some sort of vision. And then has steps of how you all are going to get there, typically goals. So this is really all it is like, here's where we're going, gang. This is the steps that we're going to take to get there. And they come in all different shapes and sizes, as I just shared with you on the prior slide. And in our world, in the SBDC world, as I referenced a moment ago, the simpler, practical, easily measured plans are the ones that we've seen actually catalyzes the effectiveness and results of a service center. Now, simplicity itself, which is what I'm referencing here, 1 or 2 pages, it's a trend that's been going on. I should say it's a trend. It's actually kind of a long-term trend over the last 15 plus years. These books here reference the idea of planning in general. This is Jim is a friend of mine, and so this is and maybe some of your consultants or advisors in your center actually use some of Jim's work, and maybe you're familiar with some of these others. But the concept here is that people are busy, and planning and quickly and effectively and focusing on execution is real important. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I've got a book on my shelf here. Here's a book that I like to point out. It's called Execution is the Strategy. And I think the idea is Laura Stack. And the idea behind this book is similar to these things here. Get something on paper, get it done, and execute on it. And if you have a real big, voluminous plan, then that's going to be problematic. It's going to be hard to execute on. So I'm going to share with you, this is the last slide in this tip. I'm going to share with you the format that we use for strategic planning. And you can use this format to create your plan. And the idea here is it's super simple, easy to understand. So it has 2 sections. Section 1 is what we call our compass, and section 2 is what we call our actions. The compass is your North Star. It gives you direction that's relatively unchanging over time. And the actions are the things that you do that takes you in the direction of your compass. So the things that live in the compass are things like this: a mission, vision, some values, maybe some key metrics. Those are the types of things. They don't have to be exactly these things, but these are the types of components of the compass. In terms of the actions, this is where the goals live. Now, we have a particular structure that we use where we have buckets called focus areas. So in the SBDC world, one of the focus areas might be customer engagement, or it could be stakeholder engagement, or it could be a workforce focus, or something along those lines, some sort of bucket of effort. And then we have goals that support that and action items that support the goals. So that's sort of the logic of this. So, the action items might be something that happens in a day or 2 or 3 weeks that takes you in the direction of completing your goals that then allow you to succeed in your focus areas. You don't have to follow this structure necessarily. We have software for all of our customers where this logic is all laid out and makes it simple and easy to follow. But the basic concept here is simplicity. We have a 2-section plan. If you have something that works well for you, great. But the idea here is something that's really simple that helps you to be able to communicate it to your team and get it done. So that's the first tip. Keep it simple, create a 1 or 2 page plan, and make sure that works well for your center.